Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and today I'm going to show you how you can use MDrummer to drive other drum sampling programs. So this might be useful if you really have a drum sound you like in another program, but you want the convenience of MDrummer's rhythmic generator. Or maybe you've already started a project and you like the sound of the drums in it, but you want the flexibility that MDrummer gives you. So I'm going to show you how you can use MDrummer to drive your other programs through MIDI. So you see we have here my program Addictive Drums. I'll let you just listen to this. So I like that sound, but I want to program this using MDrummer. So the first thing I'm going to do is open an instance of MDrummer. In this case, I'm going to use the 1-out version. I don't need the 16-out version for this. So you notice I just put this on the same track as my Addictive Drums, and now it's after it, but I want to put it before. And so this will depend on what DAW you're using. I'm using Reaper, so I can just put this before and the MIDI will go through. But if that's not the case, you might have to put MDrummer on a separate track and then route the MIDI out from MDrummer into your drum program. The next thing I'm going to do is click this so it's empty. I don't want any drum samples loaded into MDrummer. If you look in the mixer, there's nothing there. Now everything should be set up. Now I just need to load some rhythms. Let's try rock. Let's try basic one. Now if I click play, I should hear something. So as you can hear, it's playing the Addictive Drums for us. And now I can change these rhythms however I want. Try something more complex like this. Now I can go through and I can adjust this however I want. One of the things I might want to do is go into this rhythm editor here and look at all the different beats I have available. And so this is really useful. I can go through here and check all these different things. But let's look at one problem you might have. So here I have just a simple pattern. Now if you're listening to that, you might notice there's something wrong. I'll solo this so you can hear it. So solo track. Now let's listen to this hi-hat. That's not good. So this, it says it's a hi-hat, but it's actually playing a side stick, which I don't want. And I'll show you how you can fix that. Let's go into menu here. Open this up and click MIDI output filter. Now I'm going to go to hi-hat here. And now let's click this modifier button, turn it on. Now as I do this, this is what it's playing now. I don't want that. Let's move it up and find our hi-hat. There's a hi-hat. Might want something a little bit different. So there's quite a few of them available, so I can choose whichever articulation I want, like this. I like this. So now let's play it and hear it. That's pretty good, but you're probably thinking, this is annoying, I don't want to do this every time. One thing you can do is just save it as a template, so you think, okay, I don't want to do this every time, I can just load it up every single time. Or I'll show you an easier way to do that. Let me go back into here and turn this off. I'll just load the default. So I have that same problem. Another thing, I can just go into whatever drum program you're using and change the actual map. MDrummer uses just the general MIDI standard, I believe, so I'll just change this to GM, like that. Let me turn the velocity here down just a little bit. And let's play it one more time. So, now everything's okay. And I can go back into here and just unmute this and play it as normal. Now from here, what I'd probably want to do is create a MIDI track here on this addictive drum track here where I have MDrummer. And from here, I can trigger any of the patterns I want. In my previous video, I showed you how to use this and how you can create MIDI tracks with this to trigger the different patterns. And it makes things a lot easier. For me, I found this really sped up my workflow. Before, it was taking me a long time, like hours, to create drum tracks because I had to go in and change a bunch of variations and change the fills. But with this, it went from hours to minutes. So maybe now in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I can, finish the drum track for an entire song. It has variations. It's not, a monotonous loop playing over and over again. So I found this really, really useful. And if you already have drum software you like, this is a good way to integrate them together. And oh, let me show you one more thing. Another thing you can do is, if you have this drum software and you like this, but you think, I want some other percussion, but your drum software doesn't have that, one thing you can do is actually add some percussion just from MDrummer. So let's go into the drum set editor. I'll click load and join. So let's add some bells and shakers. So you see you just added, a shaker, some cowbells, etc. Now if I go back into the rhythm generator, I'll do the same thing. I'll use merge and connect this to something here. Let's say tambourine. I'll choose this pattern. Now you see it added a tambourine here, but not only for this, but for all of the other beats. So now if I play this, so I can add tambourine, shakers, etc. And so now MDrummer is playing my tambourine, but I have another program playing all my drums. So for me, this is a great workflow, and it saves me lots of time and energy. So I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you have a question, please leave it down below. Give me a thumbs up and be sure to check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Until next time, see you.